Yo, what's good? It's been on fire here, back from the video, and today we're going to be hopping into our first Madden 26 video of the year. Today I'm going to be going over my favorite day one offense, potentially year-long offense to use in Madden 26. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit that like, subscribe to the channel down below. About 70% of those that watch my videos are not subscribed, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. I will have a website. The website link will be down below in the description. It will have all my ebooks. I am planning on releasing a Washington Commanders ebook soon, you guys. I'm going to actually start working on it right when I finish this video. And speaking of Washington, this is going to be the best offense in the game by far. There is so many folds to this offense that is so good. And let's just start from the beginning here. You got your deuce close, all these stuff. It's cool, whatever. Normal wild close, you have some of the best plays in the game. Cheat flat X post, one of the better plays in the game. So many cool motion plays. Double slant is really good. Escape is really good. And Y sail is really good. You could build a scheme just off of that. And then you go deeper. Bunch strong offset, which is what we are running today. And this is definitely one of the better formations in the game. A lot of new plays, a lot of cool motions. We will talk about that. You have bunch head end, very good. Tight offset, these are good. And then you even have trips head end to top it off because why not? So if you guys have watched my college football videos, I will be posting Madden and college football. Don't worry, the college football is not going anywhere, but we will be posting both of them, which means I'm just not posting college football every day. I might post Madden, then college football, then Madden, then college football. And honestly, we'll see which game is better. But what I like out of the bunch strong offset, there is a lot to like. Some of these new plays are very cool, specifically the diamond mesh and the diamond fake mesh rail has some cool stuff. I like those two plays. The empty dig spot is a unique play. Same with the empty post wide trail, although I don't love that as much because we have a play that pretty much can replace that. You have some cool quarterback runs that I'll show. These RPOs, not my favorite. Some of these, a little bit too weird. The motion fake toss verticals can be decent, but we're not going to talk about it because you only have so much time. But read option on the right, wide trail will be a good play. Corner strike is our bread and butter. Now, unfortunately, this isn't probably the greatest bunch strong offset, but I'm going to post it because I think most people will be running Commanders. I think Chargers is probably the best, but we can make this work more than enough. Speed option weak is a really good run, too. And then Seattle is kind of like your verticals. So the audibles that I like are corner strike, read option, Seattle, wide trail. We'll kind of keep it simple, but we will start out in some of these plays. The soft diamond mesh, and then the soft diamond fake mesh rail. I think it stands for soft. I don't know. It could stand for something completely different, and I could look like an idiot, but I'll try and switch up the defenses. Let me know if you guys do want that Washington ebook, or if there's any other playbooks that you guys would want. Definitely let me know. But bunch strong offset is in a lot of these. This doesn't have the best bunch head end. I think Jacksonville is the best bunch head end. I will post a video on that as well. And then we'll post defense too. So just two drags. You have a little spot route. You have a corner route. McLaurin's route is definitely the best, in my opinion. Now he's facing Gonzalez, so this will probably be a tougher matchup, but let's face man-to-man coverage, and he just gets a really good kick out there, even better than years before, and it's really hard to stop. So put your best receiver on the outside because they will be the one running the bunch, and then you basically will just build around that. I don't love Eckler's stock motion here. He kind of sits there for like 20 minutes and then like just runs a little route. So I usually will just block him, but we have a few different ways to kind of open it up. And the first just stock setup I would run against zone would be like streak RB, block your running back. Again, you're working those drag routes. Threw that a little bit late, but just kind of working those drags. Another thing you could do is if it's man coverage, kind of like it was on that first play, we could actually deep cross RB or put him on a post route. And then you have two drags, corner route and a crosser, and it really was only two hot routes. So could hit him there. Another setup that I like, again, you could go with the post. This might be a little bit better against kind of zone coverage. But against zone, that corner route's not really getting too open stock. It just gets played too well unless he's playing like hard flats. So just keep that in mind. But I like the post. I almost like custom semming it up once as well. I didn't expect him to actually follow that, but we have another setup that will open up the post route a little bit better. And the last setup I like for this play is to corner X Let's get another corner out. We angle Y, and then I streak RB. So it looks like this. You have A on the drag, Y on the Texas route, and X on the corner route. Now Earth's, because of the defensive formation, gets like hit by the D end. I don't know why, but I don't want him to do that. So again, here's the look. And then, of course, you just hit Ertz. If he plays underneath, you could have hit the corner route on either side. And it's just a solid setup. So let's hop into our next play, which is going to, again, be the middle play, the fake mesh rail. This play is very unique. This is, again, one of those newer ones. So is the other one, new plays. And I want you to watch Noah Brown on the left and Ertz's route because they're interesting. Noah Brown is a lot better on his route than Ertz is, but it's a cool like zig route, and it's more realistic to how they actually run in real life. But there's some better ways to do it. Now, Ertz's route just takes a lot of time, so I almost sometimes prefer putting him on the regular zig because it does take so much time. But let's say that if you do run that man coverage, Noah Brown's route should be good against that. And then, again, some basic things that you could do is like zig. Zig A, I would just maybe clear out Debo again. And then like Noah Brown should get some decent separation over there. And honestly, usually he gets a little bit better than that too. But I'm a fan of that route. Now, Ertz's route can be decent against cover 2. But again, it does take a long time. So if he's sending pressure, you want to avoid at least Ertz's one because he gets like jammed. And then it does take him forever. But if you do get the time, he does get wide open because it's almost like a delayed route. So overall, a fan. If you're facing like heavy cover 0, again, you could like go with custom stem, maybe Ertz on the regular zig. You have the post, you have the other route. So if I'm facing like cover 0, for example, if he's blitzing everybody, this setup probably works well. Got the corner route, which should get open. Debo just has some awful route running, so he's never going to get open on anything. But zigs, Noah Brown should get open, and then McLaurin should come across open. So those are the main ones I run out of that play. And yeah, let's move on. I like this motion empty dig spot, which my face cam is blocking, but it's this play on the left. And yeah, very cool play there. I actually do enjoy using the stock motion to its advantage, and I usually will keep it pretty simple. I'll just streak B and then post X. I prefer X on a little bit of a deeper route. You could just, what's it called? Custom stem him up on that in route a little bit more if you just prefer that. But dealer's choice. So boom, just a really good spacing concept. The post gives Eckler a lot more room than that in route does because the in route is so short. Even though the play art shows it deep, if we run this, take a look at Noah Brown on the left, he's gonna actually cut that very short. And just a little bit of a tighter throw, and I know I threw that a little bit late, but you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So over here on the right, the unfortunate part about this play is that we can go ahead and motion McLaurin out, I believe. Or is it glitched? I don't know. I don't know why we wouldn't be able to. So I guess you can't when it has that stock motion, but basic concept over here, corner flat concept. Again, it gets more open if you can go ahead and custom stem that guy, but he still, of course, he actually bites heavy, but if he's playing underneath, then the corner out can't get open. And again, it's good against man coverage. This play is very good against man coverage. And Eckler's motion is actually pretty quick, so it doesn't necessarily, it kind of gives it away, but he's going to have to commit to defending Eckler over there. So some things you could do if you want some extra protection, you could like block Ertz, put B on just a little zig, and then keep these. Again, the zig route's so good against man, so you want to use them. Let's look at Eckler over there. Now, he doesn't even get as much separation as I thought he would, and he still gets open, and we still pick up like 20 yards. So that is definitely telling. And then, I guess another thing I like doing against zone is this little curl, and then you can custom stem it down with McLaurin because there's no choice route or hitch route in the game anymore. So that's kind of something I enjoy doing. So you can do this, and this would be just a good little spacing concept. Let's say you're facing cover 2. So we have Y, but then we can also just hit Terry over here. He's going to have to use one of them, and the chances are usually his attention is going to go heavy to the left side because of the motion, and it'll open up kind of those other things. As far as other ways to kind of use it, you could like do something like this. I don't know, maybe you curl B, streak X, deep cross RB, just to like try and create a little flood concept with the motion. Maybe I block Ertz. And then this could open up like a crosser, so you can definitely get creative. Show that one more time. Let's say we block him, and even I could just go like an in route. Should hope, because the whip happens so fast with the motion, even like an in route is fine. And that would be a decent setup. So a pretty underrated play, actually. I think I will be running this play a good amount, to be honest. So regardless, let's hop into our next setup, and our next setup is going to come. I kind of like the empty post Y trail, but it's not as good when you have the actual normal Y trail play, so we just don't really need it. Motion fake toss verticals is interesting. I don't love it. I might try out some of these motion PA switch cross, because I think those kind of fade routes along the sidelines can be interesting. Let's play around with fake toss verticals. I don't know that it's going to be super good. I just want to test if it's going to work against cover 2. So let's say if we flipped, and again, you can just block Ertz or do whatever with him to cancel out the motion. I could like put him on a flat, or I could just drag him too and like block Eckler just like this. But so honestly, pretty good play against cover 2. That post gets wide open, and what he does really well on those stock fades is he pulls the deep half over, and it should open up like those deeper crossers. So if we put Debo on his own deep cross up on the deep head, then it should actually help. Like if we did something like this. Now, that cloud flat plays him super deep. You would have just hit the drag, but on that first setup, you had the post open, so honestly, you probably do want to leave the post. That was a bad pass lead, but you would have wanted to pass lead to the left. It's a decent play. It's not my favorite, and we have regular verticals, so I don't necessarily need to run this all that much, but it's kind of cool. Let's try out some of the motion, and there's a lot of these cool run plays. I may not talk about all of them. The QB sweep I did try out. It's not great, but the lead toss can be kind of interesting. And then you have a little RPO alert swing that actually isn't awful. But you do want some, like with Ertz, it's not going to be great because he is so slow. But you can get him out there. Again, Ertz is so slow that it's not really going to work great. But it would be a decent play around the red zone, right? Because you create that one-on-one. And then again, you can still hand it off. I don't know if you can keep it. I don't think you can keep it, but like, of course, you can just run it as a regular inside zone, and it's just kind of a cool, unique play. You know, maybe you guys are better with those things than I am. So the next play, let's try out the PA switch cross. And sorry, I'm kind of trying these out on the fly, but they're interesting. Let's see. I would probably prefer Debo on like a normal cross. Just kind of run it. And I would probably cancel the play action too, but so I think if we flip it, then it would get open against cover 2. We'll try it out though. Dan Quinn can't believe it. So again, I would probably block Y. With these routes over here, I would probably just go like drag another post or crosser, whatever. It's a little bit tight, but you definitely can complete it. And it would probably be a good spacing route against, like, if I was trying to open up Debo on like a crosser, I think it would definitely help because he's just getting up the field so quick. Let's try against cover 3. And yeah, it definitely does help to open up like a crosser, so it is a cool route. I would probably only ever run it like that. I don't know that you can, because it's on a tight formation, you can't really apply pressure with like a streak over here, because then you just have 2 streaks and you're not really doing anything with that. Maybe, you know, I don't know what you could do, to be honest. Just trying like random stuff here. Drag, streak, other crosser, but you definitely can hit it quick. I don't know that it'll beat man coverage. I'll try it out one time and then we'll hop into some of the other plays, but I don't expect him to beat Gonzalez over there. And he didn't really. So I would run it kind of how I did in the beginning with those crossers, use it as like a stock fade to open up those crossers, but other than that, it's not great. It's not like the motion mesh rail where you're in a stock formation or a tight formation and it can actually be used to spread the field out. It's just not like that. But let's go into the wide trail now. Wide trail is going to be one of our better options. This is a very good play in college football out of like the Kentucky offensive playbook. And yeah, there's a lot to like. Usually the go-to thing that you'll see is people custom stem this post down on the left side with Noah Brown. So you'll see that a lot. And then, of course, they can like custom stem the other corner route over here down, or they will usually drag RB and then put B on the corner route and then custom stem him. I don't know what happened, but something like this. I mean, this is a max protection setup, but that X route is usually good against zone with those other routes behind it. And it really puts a lot of pressure on the user as well. So, and let's say you just ran it kind of like this with a flat. It should just open up the drag and the angle route. I don't know why my offensive line can't block for me, but I think it's better if you can drag RB. Let's corner B, and then let's custom stem B all the way down like this. And then maybe we flat Y, and then we custom stem X. I don't know why they didn't. But you would just be hitting your drags. I don't playing a little bit weird, but another thing you could do is curl B. Again, go with this hitch combo. And then I would, again, drag RB. But that's kind of what it's good at, is it pulls the corner inside, so it opens up the drag. Probably 90% of the time you run this play, you're just going to end up checking down to the drag, but you have those other routes. And again, I prefer the drag to be that RB guy. But this would be good against man. Like, let's say you're facing man. I don't know that Noah Brown, again, is going to get open because he's Noah Brown, but he actually does get wide open. So let's try and run cover 0 because he got wide open. So again, drag RB, corner B, and then I like custom stemming B down. Oh, now he's not open, whatever. Seems like the custom stem corner routes in Madden are a lot more inconsistent than college football. So, I mean, he got wide open on the previous play and then he just bagged. You don't have to necessarily custom stem him down all the way either. You could go with like a little bit shorter if you prefer the spacing on that. And if it's just man, we could also just put B on like a zig route. And this could be decent spacing. You could hit that little soft window, passing down against like a cover 3 or a cover 2. So that is an option. As far as opening up, one thing I like doing is this little quick speed out, and then I like dragging A and then angling Y. So you kind of make it just a little bit different than it is. Pass interference, dude. You could also like streak A or keep Y on his angle. Love hitting this quick out if you're able to, because it's almost guaranteed 10 yards. So if he is in cover 2 and he's playing off the ball, That's an easy bread and butter play, and that's good against man too, that little quick out route. And then with Ertz, again, you could like go with a post or something, and then Eckler, you could put him on like an in route just to kind of mix things up, and that would have opened up Ertz. I made a bad read, but overall, I mean, just a solid play. You could like flat B, and then again, I like this drag angle route concept. You saw X was open, I just missed the read on the backside post. So overall, pretty good setup there. And one thing, actually, I do want to go back to that real quick. I want to try out like trying to freaking hit these corner routes against zone. Is it possible? If you just motion Terry out, and I would put B on the streak and then motion him out. I just want to try and open up Debo on one of these freaking things. So that would be good to open up the corner route. We throw that a little bit late, but you can see it's open. So motioning out that corner route helps a ton, or motioning out the streak helps a ton. And it would be a lot better if I like custom stemmed him down, I think, too. So like this setup should work wonders. And you see Eckler's open, but then we can also hit him late. So 2 people are open. So that is definitely the way to go. Because if you just have nothing out there, the corner out just can't really get open. Like you roll out, kind of get it to work, but he could switch stick and do a few different things and you could be screwed. So overall, just be careful, but I like using it for the drag and the little angle route with the tight end and angle route with the running back and kind of using it that way. I'll show some more runs towards the end, but let's go into corner strike here. And let's just run like random plays, just kind of mix it up. I feel like I'm facing too much of the same stuff. So with corner strike, there's a lot we could definitely do. One thing that we could do is I like slot fading B, which is going to be left trigger. And this is a setup that I like out of college football too. I like deep crossing RB, streaking Y, blocking A, and then you just put X on like a little out route. But the setup tends to be pretty solid. Obviously, you're hoping your crosser can get a little bit of separation. And now that we're facing like random coverages, this could be a little bit tougher. But again, out X, streak Y. This is usually more of a zone beating because you can open up him, and usually you're hoping to hit either X quickly or RB or a Y, and usually one of them will always be open. Custom stem is just good to kind of space your field, but that's how you're hoping the crosser looks against man coverage. But definitely more of a zone beater, I would say. Some other things we could do is come back X, post RB, drag A, and then streak Y. So it kind of looks like this. This is a good like man beating route. Again, we still get the streak. I love these little streaks out of this play specifically. No, RB gets like pass interfered with. Holy crap, what a catch. But still is able to keep it. You could also custom stem him down 1 if he is getting bumped a little bit too much. But show it one more time. And then again, if it's like man coverage, you have drag or corner route or post. You have 3 options. If it's zone, the corner route's not really ever going to be open, but you still have drag, and then the streak comes into play, and then the post. So you should have like 3 options on all of these plays. That looks like match, and then the corner out's able to get open. So I think that was cover 4. Just able to mix it up that way. So another setup we could do kind of to go off of that one is to come back X, flat B, zig RB, and then post A. These were some super popular setups to open up your zigs. So this concept is really good to just get your zig route in open space from the slot. And I'm glad they added the flat route back because it works a lot better with the flat than it did like the speed out. So again, I flat B, zig RB, and then I post A. And with X over there, you could leave him on that. I like comeback just because I think the spacing is a little bit better. So against man, Eckler is definitely a guy that should get open. Your Zig should get open. Deebo Samuel's kind of an inconsistent route runner, so he's not doing us many favors, but let's run it one more time here. And then hopefully Ertz can get enough separation for you, or whoever your tight end is. And this will be good because you'll probably have a slower tight end if you're playing Ultimate Team. But really good setup there. Next setup I like is to post A, streak RB, drag X. Just another more so good man beater, but against zone can work solid. So again, you open up the corner out maybe a little bit more depending on the coverage, and then just little two underneath routes. Eckler's route is good, and then the other route is good. And look at how opened up Ertz does get against, I think, a cover 3 look. And then if it is man coverage, hopefully Terry can get enough separation out there. He should on that corner route, which even against one of the better corners in football he does. So good setup there. Another setup we can run is drag X, post A, streak RB, flat Y, and then I like to smart out B, get him a little bit deeper. So kind of similar, but a little bit different there. That's the separation that we want. Perfect. Against quarters or man coverage, that should eat. So again, drag X, flat Y, smart out B, post A. So B could have been open there against the zone, but you still have to drag. Eckler pulled him down there. Good setup there. You could honestly just post RB, kind of run this play stock as well if you're trying to get the ball off quickly. Ooh, the slide animation looks cool. Another thing you could do is to drag X, streak A, post RB, flat Y. So kind of you're just flipping RB and A. Let's say he gets too accustomed to you putting the tight end on the post. Now you put the slot receiver on the post, and it mixed. That was pass interference. Seems like that's happening a lot this year, which is a little bit concerning. But again, drag X, flat Y, streak A, post RB. And that's kind of the window. And you should get open. And this is what's happening is the tight end's like getting hit on every play because of just the formation that we're in defensively. Maybe if I pinch him in. So honestly, that's good. If you want a chip, come out and nickel 2-4 because it seems like that's the move. Next setup, drag X, corner RB, streak A. You can block Y, so you can do something like this, which was more of a better setup like last year, but 2 corner outs is never bad. I think we had B open and then X, but I kind of missed my read. I don't love this setup, but it can be good. And again, I wouldn't custom stem him down either. Like if you wanted to just beat heavy man, there's definitely ways to do it. Like this would be a good setup against heavy man. Boom. You probably would want to highball that just in case it tries to get picked. But like just throwing out like weird man beating routes, I mean, you could easily just do something like this and you have a lot of man beating players out there. So a lot of easy ways to beat man coverage, especially with all the hot routes you get. So you shouldn't ever struggle against that. So that's why we're focusing almost more on these zone beaters. But next setup is going to be flat Y, drag A, streak RB, smart route B. So similar, but now we drag A instead of X. Just again, you want to mix it up, and it just does depend on how he's playing you. That corner out, very good to beat man coverage, which is why we're spending so much time on it. So that setup's good. One last setup we can do is like motion this player over. Then you can drag him, drag A, speed out B, post X, and then wheel Y. So it kind of looks like this. Basically like a mesh spot look almost. You're trying to open up Eckler here. Now against man, X was wide open, RB is wide open. So that is a very unique setup. And I'll show it one more time here. So wheel Y, speed out B, drag RB, drag A, post X. Now hopefully Eckler can get enough separation there. Eckler's a little bit slower, so he doesn't, but sometimes your running back, hopefully against man on those wheel routes, should get open. But overall, I mean, pretty solid. Now let's go into our last play, and then we'll show some of the runs after, which is going to be Seattle. Now this is definitely not as good as like a verts halfback under, which is a bummer that we don't have verts halfback under, but you know, let's go to a different set to try and get some normal alignment. But you got some normal kind of stuff you can work with, and I'll probably just put RB on like a post every time or a deep cross just to get him on that better depth because he's on kind of a shorter stock route. So I will usually do that. But if you just run this play stock, I mean, it's pretty solid. It's just your classic verticals. Tight end wheel route, post route. I mean, basic stuff. I will usually like to flat Y as well. If it's man coverage, McLaurin can get open. We had Debo open, but because I didn't block my running back, I didn't get enough time there. So you can see we get a little bit of separation there. We actually do complete that. So wheel routes, they can work. Debo's route's getting open. If it's press man, hopefully Noah Brown can get a little bit open for you. Doesn't look like he did, but a better receiver may get open on that stock fade route. And then some other things I like to do is like drag A, post RB, and then we could just, again, flat the running back or block him, whatever you prefer. And even here you could go with like flat custom sem corner route. And then a lot of times with that custom sem corner route, if it's not open to hit, then it's going to open up the running back if you do have the flat route. So I do enjoy using that. And of course, if it's man coverage, Noah Brown actually was open on that play for once. But the one time I don't look towards him to throw it to him, he does get open, whatever. But good setup there. Other things that I like to do, you could just put Y on like an in route and post RB, kind of use it that way. That way you're able to actually use Ertz for his wheel route, wheel route is pretty solid. Other ways you could do it is wheel Y out B and kind of keep these routes here. I had everybody open on the left side. I was just staring down the wheel route, so don't do that. And again, I do prefer the post, but here the wheel route was wide open and the post was open and we missed them both. But wheel route's a little bit risky. More so want to hit it earlier than wait because it kind of keeps breaking towards the outside of the field. So you would want to like hit it here if you're able to. Don't get lurks like that. You would have wanted to throw the out route there. But yeah, I mean, your basic vertical setups will be good, right? Let's talk about the read option, basic run play. Not much to it. I wish we had the RPO alert screen. We do not, but that's okay. There's no one even to read here, so obviously keep it if you can. If not, hand it off. Pretty basic stuff, right? I mean, not too much. I don't know why there's nobody to read. What kind of a weird formation is this? How is there no one to read? So good blocks there. You're able to kind of use it to your advantage, but I mean, it's not the greatest run. There's not much to talk about with the runs. What else do we have? Alert flat. That play could be decent. Let's try it out. We're just going to be trying out some stuff here. So this one could be good because it's actually McLaurin doing it instead of Ertz. So probably, again, just a solid red zone option versus like a 1st and 10 option. But the choice route with Debo could be open too. I don't know if it's a read option either. Here it is against man. So not great, but maybe if you have a fast receiver and he has a slower corner, it could be good. Let's try and hit the hitch if it's open. Otherwise, we'll hand it off. So the handoff is so slow that you could get gap shoot, especially if he's in cover 0. Never run this against cover 0. You would want to run read option, but hey, let's try and hit the hitch. This looks like heavy blitz too. It's an option. 4th and inches, maybe you're able to hit it. What else do we got? I know we got the toss play. QB sweep, I don't even need to show you guys because I tried it already. It's not good. RPO alert sweep, we already kind of ran. Then you have the motion halfback base. This play could be interesting, especially if he thinks it's kind of a run play or he thinks it's a pass play. I don't know how slow the handoff will be. I think that run could be pretty good. Yeah, I'll probably run that a lot. It's cool little motion. He's probably going to think pass, pass, pass. And then you run man. Or you run the ball, and then he's just simply not ready for it. So I think this could be overall a pretty solid run. I would probably still stick with my read option more times than not. But we have the toss, which it's fine. I mean, I wish we had the duo. We have regular inside zone. But I want to talk about the speed option weak because this play is pretty good. So I like this play if it's like fourth and goal, 3rd and goal, short yardage, because you can just go like that and pick it up a lot of times. I don't love my quarterbacks taking hits. If you're able to slide, definitely try to, but sometimes you're just not able to. But normally you're able to get like 1 or 2 yards on this, ideally, right? As far as the toss goes, it's like a little bit slower, so you can get it off, but I haven't seen it work too well. It works better against like nickel 3-3 when I ran it against that, but again, you're usually running it to the weak side. So I like to kind of just use this play as like a QB blast. If you want to be like patient, then you could kind of toss it out like that, and it can definitely work. So there's situations where it does work like that, but I think that's going to wrap up the video. If you guys enjoyed, let me know which scheme you want next. I'll probably drop bunch tight end next, but I will be working on this Washington ebook because I do believe it is by far the best playbook in the game. I mean, really good motion plays out of here. And again, it's not like the best bunch tight end. I think Jacksonville's the best bunch tight end, but then you have like trips. And this trips is pretty dang good. The motion return levels play is good. You have QB zones, QB runs. You have PA counter go, drive post, curl flat, deep in is a really good play. Verticals, I mean, everything you would want. So let me know what you guys want to see, and subscribe to the channel down below. Peace. I'm out of here.